an all new episode of To Be Honest. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Charles, but I have the cantankerous. I've just let that word. So
because you have said it like 2 times.
I have with me Jumoke, the awesome, beautiful, drop dead, amazing, amongst other things, human being with me. And today's episode is really interesting and dear to my heart. We've been having a very, healthy conversation even before the cameras came on.
He's healthy. He's healthy.
Quite healthy. And I'm saying healthy because,
you guys don't
wait, let me finish. So I'm saying healthy because I'm trying to, spread love and light and make everyone, just clean and sane and, zen because Jumoke's nemesis is in the studio.
No, that's a strong word.
Excuse me. You're going to own your BS.
You did, Chris.
On this show.
I do not agree.
And editors, please edit some clips of where
From
Jumoke has said some things.
Right?
First season, second season, everything.
No, this season is not. It's not like.
What do you mean by that? Anyway,
I think the first season was the best. You guys, Doyin walked in here and said, "Oh, you already know what we have." But before we get to her, because she's drop dead gorgeous, she looks so good this morning.
Coming from you, okay?
Are you sick?
Are you normal?
When have I said that Doyin is not fine? I've said
that is not that she's not fine.
I've never said that. You can't find it in my house.
You've not ever said that.
Yeah,
actually.
She's fine. Dark skin, my chocolate, my color.
She's not your color.
My color. Anyway, Doyin came in. This was a fool. Doyin came in here and said, "I know you."
Yeah.
My brother even
Yeah.
I said, "You on this internet." What did I do?
Your brother did what? How about I did what?
That she should be careful of me.
What fantastic!
That is a big one.
Yeah,
it's a mighty one, and I do shock. See, guys, in her season, right, there are things that she did not, but then she came on the show, right, and then she explained things that I locked my Twitter. Shit.
Yeah, you have to lock it because they dragged your life. They dragged Jumoke like this.
Yoruba, they were typing Yoruba courses for me. I say, wow. Because of a show, guys. But this season too, there are things that she's done. I'm just like, waiting this up for here, and all that. We'll get into it. But obviously, you know who we have already.
Yes.
We have the
unapologetic.
I will say what's on my mind.
Unbiased.
If you do me, I do you.
Man with no voice. No, that's to step on. It's just.
So that's really, we have Doyin.
Yeah. Looking pretty.
Thank you for having me.
Love it anytime, baby girl.
Very pretty. I just want to say that Doyin is very pretty. And I know why I'm saying this because.
Tell them, because these people, they
don't. Tell friend that's had a lot to say about Doyin's. She's very pretty, and some people on Twitter too. I might have had issues with some things she's done, but we're not going to take it away. Doyin's pretty.
She's a gorgeous woman being.
But Doyin, you used to wear. Let me just quickly say, every day in the house you wear glammed up. I'm just like.
Yes.
Because I personally think that's a lot of stress. But I know that in one of your diary sessions, you said you were doing this because you told Big Brother something about I'm wearing makeup every day. Let's talk about this everyday makeup thing. Wasn't it stressful for you? Like, because in the house, you people even dress up. I know that I'm waking up, do taxi. I'm not gonna. Even wig will be a problem for me. Your wig, your edges. Obviously, it's also good for your brand. But you see this everyday makeup. What happened?
See. For me, dressing up is like a coping mechanism for me. Like I use it to take my mind off stuff. So there was a lot going on in that house. And I was just like, I need a distraction. And that was it for me. So it felt like my own alone moment, like my own time to just, think and enjoy some time with myself. And I didn't really have so many people to talk to anyway. So I'm like, okay, let me just while away time. Let me get ready. And in general, I like looking good. Like I like looking put together. I like looking, So I'm like, why not?
I like that. That's cool, to be fair.
And it was. We could see it. Even the blind people could see it that you look great. Even though some people were saying reason to drag you.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
This thing did not work because you looked amazing.
You can do you. It's the way Sissy always has her nails done. So that's probably something that she likes.
I wouldn't notice. I don't know.
You're my friend.
Oh, she's your friend.
She's my friend. Yes.
Talking about friendship. So I'm not just gonna. I just want to go hard because I really don't care at this point. So, something happened in the house, and I know you've heard about it. I know you've seen it. Your picture was put up in the house, and Ilebaye, your friend supposed to, I don't even know what it is at this point. What to call Ilebaye to you at this point? But you cleared the air. Planted kisses on your picture, and I thought it was sweet because of how many kisses. This is my friend. I miss her and all of that. She planted kisses on your picture, and then somebody went and cleaned the picture, the kisses off the picture. Right now, when you saw that, what went through your head? How would you react to that?
Honestly, when I watched that, I just laughed because I understood perfectly where she was coming from and why she did that.
Where now?
So,
Sisi.
All right.
So what had happened was after I had the old chat to Ebuka about Venita on the live show, the screen went off for a minute. And I had said it in the lounge area. I'm like, God, I hope they leave me in this house because this house is going to be hot after. And then I'm like, but don't worry, if I go, Sisi, please make sure there are no fake kisses on my picture. I said that to her, yeah, but like me, I said that as part, banter, like my girl, like make sure there are no fake kisses on my picture. But I wasn't referring to anyone in particular. I just yarn. So I told her, I was like, Sisi, put on red lipstick and kiss my picture for me. Like I just said it to her. So I think she literally took that like verbatim, like okay, she gave me an assignment and that was it.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yes.
So Eleba is the fake one now.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say.
Why would Sisi think that? Because Sisi made the statement. She was like, "Where were you when Doyin was in the house?" Right? And I mean, we watched the show. I understood. I want to think I understood your trajectory in terms of friendship with Eleba. But where it changed for me, honestly speaking, is, and I know you to be someone who is quite direct, quite blunt. Yeah. If it's not like what you said about Benita, at the finale, let's say finale, at the eviction show, if it's not, this is not it, right? When you were called to be evicted and you stood up, Ilebaye was emotional and she reached out for your hug and you hugged her and you seemed to welcome it. Do you understand? So if I was Sisi watching that, I would think that, okay, maybe there's something that you could have spoken about or something I wasn't, prior privy to. And I wouldn't think I would act out that way.
You know what? The thing is, Sisi and I were pretty close in that house and we had a lot of conversations. So I spoke to her a lot about, how I felt in the moment about my relationship with Ilebaye and, how she made me feel here and there. So I guess, Sisi was just acting based off of everything that we had discussed. Right. Just the things I had said to her. She knew how hurt I was about how the friendship went and everything. Like you said, okay, Ilebaye hugged me and I welcomed it. That's because I love Ilebaye. Like, I like the girl. Like, from when we got into the house, she was like my little sister. For me, that was where I looked at her. And I was ready to just, let's hold our hands together. And she knows that too. But, I was mad at her in the house. But in that moment, I realized that, I'm not going to see her again. Like, okay, I'm leaving the house. I think what was in my head was, we should be fine. I thought about that in that moment. Like, is this girl going to be fine? But I'm just like, well, she'll handle herself. But I think Sisi was just being protective. She was just like...
She was being mean.
She wasn't being mean.
No,
she wasn't being mean. I said something before. I'm like, don't let no fake kisses on my picture. So I think she just took
because
that
they weren't
verbatim.
talking.
Yeah. And Baye and I weren't really speaking.
Yeah.
Like that. We're just there speaking like small before I left. So
you guys had?
Yeah, we started speaking.
I didn't even say that.
Just like no, we had like in the party room, she had come to meet me. We didn't speak about the issue, but like just
regular bands.
You just mentioned now that you and Sisi were you guys were there was this time that you said something about Sisi. Something like, if Sisi has enemies, she wants you those people to be your enemies, something like that.
Yeah, I
think inherit enemies.
Yeah, that's the word. So now, so my own issue is, I did not understand your friendships. So like, I felt that you genuinely cared for Ilebaye, right?
Yeah.
We're genuinely looking after her because you're not nice to ginger her. What's the word that he said that there's one word that the housemates to say that used to instigate her. But I mean, sometimes it seemed like that. Other times it just seemed like, you're putting, if you let these people ride you, that's how I saw it, right? Then other times it just seemed like, if you are really putting, I know Ilebaye seems like somebody that can be very annoying, but there was something crossed one time is that she's young and we have to help her, right? And I felt like it was something that you probably should have known at the time. So when you guys had issues, you said mean things about her to people in the house, right?
I did.
Yes, you did. And all the time it was just like, and there are times when I feel like you talk about him, it just looked at me, it's like, okay, it's like Ilebaye is doing his game this season, because if truly the girl was annoying, right? And you've tried and tried and tried, I just felt like, just cut her off and don't even speak about her to people, especially some of the mean things you said. Because to me, in fact, someone said to me, and I won't lie to you, that I don't see the difference between Doyin and Venita. Maybe Venita is just a little more mean, but they're the same, in terms of how they talk to people and talk about people, right? So what this Ilebaye friendship? Because I till this day, I don't. In fact, now that you've come out and I've seen setting my top 5 Ilebaye or my I'm just like, huh? Especially because there are times that you said mean things about her. This friendship, explain it to me.
Okay, so I'll explain it to you, right?
Please.
When I came into the house, I loved Lebai very much. And she was like my sister. And I was ready to be that friend. And we had conversations and everything. I'm not a perfect person, but I'm an extreme person. When I love you like extremely. When I'm mad at you, I am mad at you. And if you noticed, even in other people's situations, like when I had issues with other people, I was like over-flogging issues. I'm the type of person that just emphasizes on one thing over and over. It wasn't really an Ileba thing. It wasn't because I wanted to, change anybody's mind about Ileba. It was just, in that moment, I was upset and I was expressing. So, I mean, there were times I felt like, I was being a friend, but I didn't have a friend. So I felt like I needed her to be more of my own friend too. Like, that house was tough.
Yeah.
Because I have this personality that looks like, she can handle her own. A lot of people don't feel the need to be,
there for you.
Yeah, there for me. Like, they're like, she can handle herself. And I'd had the conversation with Ileba like many times. I'm like, I need a friend too sometimes. Like, I need you to be there. But like every time I wanted her to be there, I felt like she wasn't there. Or she would say, it's not my business. Or she would say, I don't know how to show love. Or, things like that. And could I have been a bit more patient? Maybe, but you need to understand, I'm a human being. I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm in that house, I'm going through my own issues. Do you understand? I'm also dealing with my own shit in that house. I also needed people to be patient with me at some time, and they were impatient and nobody held them, by the throat. So could I have been more patient? Maybe, but I couldn't in that moment because I was dealing with my own issues too. So should I have acted that way?
Should you have acted?
Maybe not, because I was really like talking, but it was never like my intention to be mean to her or anything like that. I didn't even realize that I was flogging the issue like that. That's just what
I think that's the thing with, and I can relate. We don't just. I'm pretty much like her as well. Like, we don't know when to stop. That's a problem.
Exactly.
Once we're hurt, we just go on. Like, we expect. Okay, not stop.
Like, we're not even aware. Like, I'm not even aware. Like, when I came out, they were like, Doyin, you were. I'm like, I'm not even aware. Like, I didn't know.
And I feel like people in the house sort of, like, I think now, I'm not sure if it's a mashallah, but there was one time you guys were talking about something. It was like, leave it. Like, there are times when just let this thing go, and you're still. I'm like, oh my god.
But that also sometimes comes from the feeling like you're not being heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt a lot in the house like I wasn't being heard, because every time it was easy to put things on Doyin, and it didn't matter how many times I would say it's not me. They would not listen. So I'm like, okay, we go. They ring down for your ear every time.
Yeah.
Like, every time I had the opportunity to say no, this is not. I would say it so many times. So I felt like in my friendship with Ileba, a lot of people thought like I turned on her. A lot of people thought, why would Doyin turn? So I felt the need to explain my side so many times, and that just made me talk about her a lot. But it wasn't like my intention to like be mean to her or anything.
Doyin, say the truth.
Just my personality.
Say the truth, my dear. That day that spirit punched that wall, what is the first thing that went through your mind?
I wasn't even scared. In my head, I thought I was acting.
No, wait first.
Yeah,
now.
like,
what's the first thing that came to your mind when you punched that wall?
The first thing that came to my mind was Mayweather. That was the first word that popped in my head. I'm just like, let's be this one now. All this acting. I
thought he was acting.
I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared.
I felt like he was looking for.
Who said Jesus? Somebody said Jesus in that video clip.
Maybe Alex.
I feel like it's
maybe Alex.
Alex that started this thing.
Alex was so scared. Alex even told me, if I were you, I would run to the top. I didn't even occur to me to run.
Yeah, because you actually run.
Punch me now. Punch me. You will not go out. When you now go out, they will still beat you.
Actually,
you will still sleep.
Maybe because I know that Pere is not. He's a soft person.
So that was African magic.
Yeah, I just thought that this was just to show you acting skill. I just thought I wanted to make the most of the moment.
Yes,
that's what I thought.
So too. Yeah.
So I didn't really think he was ever going to punch me. I don't think he's an abusive person. I don't know. That's the way I see him. I didn't think he was going to punch me or was going to hit me. I just was like, he's just acting. I beg me.
But at any point in time after that, before that, did you think that maybe I shouldn't have pushed that much? Maybe it was because of how I went on.
Because in that place now, for instance, I was going to say something like this. Him and Alex were talking and you heard them, right?
Yeah.
So you now went
No.
Did anybody call you?
Okay, in that moment,
yes.
when him and Alex were talking, and I could hear what he was saying, and I knew that it wasn't true.
I know.
And before then, Alex had already come to meet me to say, babe, see, I almost came to wake you up. Like, why did you lie? That was where she started the conversation. I'm like, what did I lie about? She's like, that thing you said, Perez said, he didn't say it. And he said it to Cross and Kim that he didn't say, and they all called you a liar and an instigator. And the way he was beating his chest that he didn't say it, she also believed that I lied.
Yeah.
So she said to me, why did you lie? And that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't sit in a gathering and they're calling me a liar and an instigator, and you know damn well that I'm not lying. You're not gonna get away with that. As far as I'm concerned. Like in that house, it was too easy to blame. Look at the letter situation. Somebody wrote the letter to Adekunle. Everybody in the house believes he's doing.
Yeah.
There's nobody that has said,
your friend say is you to write it.
Who is my friend?
I just want to put it out there. Sissy now.
Sissy.
She's the first person I call your name.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Wait.
I'm not even gonna lie. Although when I also heard Sissy say, I think it's Doyin. I felt some type of way because I'm like, girl, don't be that fast to just. But I could understand where she was coming from because I had just written her a letter and I just written Alex a letter,
and she said
and I gave it to them and I said to them, don't open this letter until I leave the house.
When did you write the letter?
I wrote it the night before.
Did you know you were leaving?
I had a feeling. I had a feeling, yeah. So
because
I was like,
it was,
okay, let me just.
Yeah, when she said that, I was like, you doing things.
I was feeling like I wasn't even giving much in the house. I was like, oh, maybe these people are actually done with me.
Giving much, or giving a lot.
That's what I was feeling in the house at the time.
So Shana said it was you, it pained you, Sha.
Yeah, well, I felt some type of way. No, it didn't really pain me. I think what pained me was the fact that the people in that house that know that I didn't write that letter. I don't expect them to say Doyin did not write the letter. I expect them to say, what if it wasn't Doyin?
Yeah.
Just throw the question out there. Just
like who?
So I'm not gonna mention names. I think we all know the people that I don't know. I just felt like somebody in that gathering should have said what if, because that's what I would have done.
Like Angel
I would have said
that.
I would have said
because
what
you wrote
if?
that letter. Angel should have said,
what if?
Why are we all saying? See, Angel, I just they look.
I think even she's even surprised at the extent to which Benita even took, like, because she was saying somehow how that she did not think it was going to go this way.
Yeah, I don't think.
No,
I don't think she anticipated this reaction.
Yes,
I don't think so.
Because she wanted to apologize. She wanted to confess. Someone was like, "Don't do it."
I was like, "Hey God, wrong people. You sprayed Cece's perfume on it, and then Venita, wrong people to try
if
with."
Cece should find out,
Cece already laid courses. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like it was the wrong set of people to try that with. Or if you wanted to do it, maybe you should have asked Cece first. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because when Cece finds out, except well, she seems like a changed person. She's just like, haha.
You know that it's not going to go well.
She's a sweetheart. She's just somebody that would always stand up for herself, and that's it. But she's not a bad person. Okay. At all.
It's all I've been saying.
She's not.
I was just saying that. Do you think you should have stepped in? You know, especially when Alex and Perry were talking, but you just explained that. You know, it was just too much, right?
I had to.
Another time, you've done something. I'm like, I don't think you should have spoken in this instance. When that night that Ilebaye was drunk, when Princess was still in the house, I don't know.
Oh my God! See that night?
Yeah.
I'm so happy you asked me. Many people were so confused about the reason I stood up in that, it was like I aggravated the situation.
Yeah.
But people don't understand how that situation started. So what had happened was I had a terrible day that day. I had a fight with Cross. I had the issue with Venita. I was angry and I was on my own. And Baye had come to meet me in the club and she wanted to talk. I was like, let's just dance and move on. Right? So she came to meet me immediately after the party on the swing and she was having a conversation with me and she was like, oh, Doyin, you act too proud. That's the reason you don't have any friends. Fuck you. You sometimes you act like a bitch. She was doing a lot of Baye. That was what started it. We're actually seated on the swing and we're having the conversation. And she was saying a lot of and I'm like, oh, Baye, you won't talk to me. And she's like, oh, I'm 22 and you're just 28. If I tell you to shut the fuck up, I can tell you to I don't know if it was alcohol. I don't know. But she was saying a lot. And I said a word to her. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to have a blow up with you in front of these people. And it's showing up right now because I'm really pissed off. And I would say things to you that you wouldn't like. So just leave me alone. She stood up and she went to the other side of the garden and she just burst into tears. And I was confused. And also, while we're sitting there, she had said some things that I told her in secrecy. Like, I told her saying things and she's like, oh, that's why you have no real friends. That's why you have no... So I didn't think that she didn't know what she was saying because I'm like, if you could bring up these things that I told you, you know what you're doing. You're trying to trigger me. And I didn't have the argument where I was just like, you know, I don't want to fall out with you in front of these people. Just go. And then she goes and she burst into tears and I was confused. And because Cece was there when we're having this conversation, Cece was like, Doyin, you have to stand up for yourself. People think you were the one that just cursed this girl out.
Yeah.
But she just sat here and cursed you out and you didn't say a word. And that's why you saw Princess Cece. I don't know what Mercy's intention was there or Princess or... But
no
Cece was trying to... Because Cece was on the swing. So Cece was trying to tell me, you need to go there and tell people you did not just curse this girl out. There's no reason for her to burst into tears.
Oh, now it makes sense.
Right now. So that's why Cece was saying, Doyin has been a good friend to you. This is not the person for you to do this to. Do you get because it looks like the whole house just thought maybe I said something to her and that's why she started crying.
It wasn't even then.
So I was pissed off. I was pissed off. That's why I was like, you would regret this thing.
That part.
I was very upset because I was like, why me?
We didn't see all of this.
You know I didn't fight you. You know I didn't say what. You know I didn't argue with you. Why are you doing this? That's what I meant when I was like, you would regret this. Because I'm like, I'm the one person you shouldn't be flipping a script on. That's how I felt in that moment. I felt like I was watching a Telemundo.
Wow.
I couldn't believe the tears. So I was just confused.
I get you now that you see, this is what I'm saying. You won't know till you have conversations, right? If you're looking at it from just one angle, we'd have a mindset, things that look like somebody is a bad person.
Exactly.
It's not like I hate Doyin. You people should better calm down, right? Doyin, you got a strike.
Yes, I did.
I remember when I was watching it, I was like, I don't think Doyin deserved a strike, or maybe warning, because I felt like you shouldn't have put yourself in that conversation, because it just seemed like it made Pere from whether I was acting or not, right? I just feel like maybe you shouldn't have spoken at the time. But now that you said, I get it. But I was just like, Doyin doesn't deserve the strike, in my opinion. Do you think that he deserved that strike?
No, I don't think I deserved the strike. I think maybe Big Brother was just having a bad day. It's on his period or something. Oh. Because I didn't deserve that strike. Yeah. You can't give Pere and I one strike. Pere punched the wall. And I was like saying, oh, talk to me. It was a verbal confrontation. You didn't have to like, so if you're going to give me a strike, then you should have given him 2 strikes.
Yeah.
That's what I felt in that moment. But I'm just like, you know what, Big Brother just wanted to have fun.
Hit me. Over something that you said?
No, hold on. Give me alone. Leave me. Listen. You.
Let's talk about Venita. So the reason why I want to have a conversation with you is because it's when people who went on the show or go on the show come out and we have conversations, there's always this caveat of you guys don't see everything.
Yeah.
And honestly speaking, when you were having your diary session and you were pouring your heart out, I could honestly see, all I could see was a woman who was just pissed, who was upset, who was saying the truth. I could see you literally shake, right? Yeah. And for me, I didn't need a prophet to tell me that you were telling the truth, right? Yeah. But it was confusing to me because I didn't see it, all of the things that you were saying. I was like, really? Where did she do this? I mean, of course, we had seen altercations and stuff, but we didn't see the part where you would walk past and she would make jests, or she was making the house, really uncomfortable for you and stuff like that. Can you please help us? Tell us when maybe the genesis of that started, and like in detail, what exactly were the things that Venita did that even made you to also, before the eviction show, you had said that you wish Big Brother would ask. So it simply means that this is something that's been on your mind and you just need to let it out. So please tell us the genesis and the things that Venita did really that just really put you off and made you uncomfortable.
So for the genesis, to be honest, I'm just as confused as you are. I don't even know what it is about me that she doesn't like. I don't know. We got into the house, I thought we're cool. I just noticed that she was always telling people that I'm an instigator. She and Kid, I think. I'm the one that is, egging Baye on. And I didn't know where that came from. Because I'm like, girl, you don't even know me. She called me puppet master. I couldn't understand. But when I heard the puppet master thing first, when the parrot played it, I called her and we had a conversation. I'm like, what is it about me that makes you think that I'm instigating this girl? Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. Why are you so firm in this belief? And she was just like, hey, it's just what it looks like, but I'll try to get to know you. And so I was like, okay, we're cool. But then when Baye, when they played that clip, when Ike did that stuff to Baye, I went off on the whole house. But I was feeling some type of way about Venita because I just thought, you're a girl. That's what I thought in that moment. They were all wrong. I felt like the person that did it, the people that watched and people that conspired to make that thing happen, they were all wrong. So I went off on everyone. But Venita, I don't know, she said I said something. Should I have brought up the kids? No, I shouldn't have. But the context which I brought it up, I wasn't insulting the kids, and she knows that. And Angel went to meet her the next day to clarify that to her, that, this girl didn't actually insult your kids. This was exactly what she said, but she just went on. So I think she was looking for an opportunity to go at me. And because her jabs were so subliminal, they were so, even people in the house, they were hearing it, but they didn't even know it was directed at. Like, I would just pass by and she'd just say, yeah, they smell. Or she just,
you for real?
I'm telling you, or she would say, who bring this one come here? Me will be face of this thing since they bring person, we just get 1 year in industry. You won't come, they face me. Or, things like that.
I hope
or
you can hear.
Yeah, or she'll say things she'll say things like, some people go come here, they go wear cheap hair. I'm like, girl, you know who I buy my hair from, it's not cheap.
Period.
Like, she would always say things, or she'll say, I can just be sitting on my house. Every day, makeup. They are not proud of themselves. Maybe they get something for body wey made them lose weight like this. You know, just things like that. Or say people that do test for everybody like this.
That's very stupid.
You know, things like that. It was too much.
There's absolutely no need to be like, and you know,
really?
It was
you see, Venita does some things, and I'm like, there's no reason to be like
one
this.
One day, Cross had to go have a conversation with her because she went on and on about how some people they won't take their friends, man. She kept on putting in Baye's head that I wanted Cross, and Cross knows. Immediately he came to meet me about that, and I told him straight, you don't even respect my friendship with this girl. For you to even be moving to me when you were with my friend, like it will never happen.
Cross was moving to you?
It was another show.
I am as shocked as you are. It's a new revelation.
In case I missed it, I've never
seen it. There's no hey man paid. He moved to you?
No, there was, I don't know, maybe it was only for the game, but he had like many conversations with me, like 4 or 5 conversations with me where he's like, you know, I find you very sexy, I find you very attractive, I like you, like I want to get to know you, And the first day he said it, I asked him, are you sure you know what you're talking about? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I find this very disrespectful to my friendship with Baye because you people are like this. And I'm like, I'm going to tell her. So you have to find a way to explain this to her. So I went straight and I told Baye, see, you need to be careful. This boy is moving to you. And Angel was there and I explained everything to Baye. And she was just like, okay, I don't know. And then he did it again. And then I went and I told Baye again, like on 4 different occasions. But Venita found a way to get into Baye's head and told Baye that, I was telling her so that, you know, she will leave Cross so that I will now go and be with Cross. And it pained me because Baye bought the story. I'm like, girl, okay, to be fair to her, you know, there was a day I was really drunk, Thursday night, you know, I drank so much. They said I pushed Cross to the wall and I was touching his nipple or something like that. I did that thing in a very drunk state. In fact, that day I was throwing up in the bathroom. It was Baye that came to carry me out. She took me to the bed. I couldn't act. I was gone. Even Cross said, Doyin is gone. And, you know, when the thing, I didn't even remember when the thing came out, Soma said it to me. I went to meet Cross. Cross was like, I didn't want to bring it up because I know you didn't remember. Because even the things we were saying, I wasn't even talking like someone asked. So I went to meet Baye. I'm like, Baye, you cannot take the one thing I've done in a drunk state over the multiple things I've done to show you that I am your friend. Over this particular issue, I've come to meet you many times. If I wanted your man, I wouldn't do that. I'll just keep it to myself. We'll just be doing it. Or I'll just tell him, you know what, let's not talk about it outside the house. I came, I told you.
Yeah.
So Venita just got in her head.
But Cross is not her guy, Sha.
Cross had to go tell Venita that, Venita, you know that this babe told me straight that she no wants me, say she don't fit do am. But Venita still was like, she didn't care. She continued. So what pained me is, Venita, I felt like she was saying things, whether she believed them or not, whether they were true or not, it was just, I will make this narrative stick on you. Like, the tampon thing, she never saw me put the tampon. Like, there was never, it pained me because there was a conversation Venita and I actually had in that house where she said to me, Doyin, I know you were not the one that did this thing. I know you're too particular to do this. That conversation was never aired. She apologized to me many times, but the moment I fought with Kim, that was the first thing she said. Somebody that left up, and I'm like, girl, you apologize for this thing. You never saw me do. So I knew in that moment that baby girl it was an intentional act to make this thing stick on me. And so that was the moment I knew, okay, I have to highlight this. Because if I just go off, people will not understand where this is coming from. So I need to highlight it first so people understand. And luckily, you know, Alex had experienced it. Like I was talking to Alex one day, she did it. Cross had seen it happen. Mercy had to come to meet me. She was like, Doyin, I know what you're going through, but this person is my friend. I have to be loyal to the friendship. I cannot say it in front of her that, you know. Yeah, but she was like, I even said it in my diary session because I'm not a mean girl. I don't support this, but I cannot call her out. Mercy came to have that conversation with me in the pool. She had to take off her mic, like we had to talk about it.
That your microphone infringement. You do deserve it.
You do deserve it. Because
no, so it was a lot. It was really a lot. And I was waiting to like have the outburst, but I wanted to have the outburst when people could see that I was going through something.
It was a good one.
It doesn't look like I'm crazy.
I loved it.
Yeah.
You were quite articulate about it.
I absolutely loved it.
And you just put it out there. And
I was
clear.
very happy. I was very, very happy.
That's why I was pained when they took me out of the show, because I'm like, this type of thing, you should let me say it and let us now have the back and forth. Because I feel like they cut her off. I feel like they didn't let her say her mind back to me, because I just said it and I left the house. I wish they'd have let me there and then would have actually had like the back and forth.
Because this week would have been
my gosh.
nothing. You see the diary session when she said, what she said, Mrs. Bones or something. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't. But she says that all the time. Like she just comes. She's just like, oh, look at you, Panla, or this one. She just says things like that. Like she just. Or there was a day she was even like, no, go find cream, go bleach. There's something about my skin color. I'm just like, girl, like you can't even shame me about that.
No, I'm very shocked.
You can't.
I'm honestly surprised.
I'm very shocked. I just expect so much more.
The belt.
And no, but this one is already getting raz.
But at the end of the day, I think it's important for people to get to know Venita by themselves. Because, that's my opinion from my perspective. It's important for people to know, like you've met her, you have a different opinion.
Actually.
So it could have just been that maybe, I don't know what caused it. I don't want to say that anybody was in her ears about me. I don't want to say that because I never actually saw that happen. But it's important for people to get to know her and by themselves and not just go based off of my own perspective. That's my opinion. That's not her truth. That's not the facts. There are people that have experienced that in a more positive light.
I mean, beyond you though, just beyond you. I mean, just going by what people say, comments and everything. Sometimes you just see that, why is Venita shouting? So I'm just saying, just beyond you. Like this morning now, I don't know why I'm just like, maybe it's routine to fight with every head of house when their season comes.
So this is just me thinking, right? Because I know women have and this is not me trying to generalize, but I have sisters, so I think I have pretty good experience. Women have a way of, when they love a person, when you're in their corner, they tend to just want to dot on you, right? So this is me thinking aloud. Is it possible that because of her knowledge of what had happened between you and her toy boy, you and her man, in his season.
At your reunion.
At
which
your
was
reunion.
Very bad, but yeah.
And she has apologized for it.
Good one.
Could that be one of the many reasons that she's acting the way she's acting towards you, maybe?
You know what?
She doesn't want you to even try it. She doesn't want to bring it here.
In the house, I didn't think about it that way. But since I came out, I actually started thinking, where did this girl's anger with me start from? And that's possible. But you know why I cannot categorically say that's where it came from? I never heard him say anything negative about me to her. Maybe they had those conversations and I was not present. I cannot put it on him because I did not see it happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I actually think that it is?
What?
I think it's an ego thing. There are people that have a very big ego and they feel like, I know who I am. You should not be able to talk to me like this.
Yeah.
I think she was really surprised that I had a lot of balls. And she was like, where are you coming from? Like what? Because she kept on telling people like Cece in the house, like, be like, say now they give this girl mouth. Maybe because we're not be friends with her. Like, why does she feel like she can't talk? Like
she
just feels like I shouldn't
now.
be
You're
able
not
to
on her
talk.
level.
Like I shouldn't exactly.
Yeah.
So it's an ego thing. Like in her mind, she's so big. So this girl that just came out, she shouldn't be able to talk to me. So she didn't like the balls. She didn't like the audacity. I think that's what it was. Maybe there were little things like side talks also in her ears. I don't know, but that's what I really think it is.
I want to ask you about your reign as head of house. But before I get there, I just want you to answer a question. Don't lie, yo.
I never
Just tell me, did you like Kid in any way possible? Small, starting to like him. Did you like Kid?
I love this personality.
Doyin.
Personality. Honestly. See, the thing in that house, I entered the house knowing that I couldn't have been in a ship. Because I wanted Doyin to shine. I wanted people to get to know my personality. So I felt like the ship would kind of show me in a different light.
Sure.
So
which is what's happening with Adekunle, but yeah, you're saying.
So with Kid had the type of personality like we could just banter and he would not get offended.
You guys used to fight
I have a very
time.
weird sense of humor. If like we're cool like that, I will call you, are you crazy? Are you stupid? And he could give it back to me. Like I wake up and call him one word and he'll call me another word and then he'll come and whisper in my ear, you've not called me fat idiot today, and they will laugh and they will banter like that.
But I feel like when the parrot said that hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I went to meet him like so many times, tell him sorry, but he kept on telling me, I swear I'm not hurt. I swear I'm not. He would even come and whisper in my ear and be like, call me a fat idiot. And then I would, and he was
Why does
banter.
That sound so sexual?
Yeah, so he would.
I
used to make fun of him.
Your voice even went down.
I used to tell him in the house that, Kid, you like being talked down on. I used to tell him because that's how many times like he would come and meet me and say, call me this, call me. And we would laugh. I would say, bite me. Or we would just
bite me.
We were just banter.
Why people biting each other?
But it was never, I don't think it was ever anything sexual or romantic. I think it was just companionship. We just got along and we were like,
so even small.
She answered you now. She says personality.
No, it was his personality. Honestly.
Okay. Fine. If you do say so. Now, as head of house, honestly, I think it was a chaos.
Chaotic.
It was, yes.
Hey,
I thought I had one of the most peaceful
Hey,
raves.
what?
Oh
You
my
were-
goodness.
I said, this Doyin don't know this head of house work. This Doyin just became head of
was
house.
just
Don't say, I will not tell adults. I mean, what's that what she said? I won't tell adults how to.
There was
What
one-
that
I
she
said, I'm not gonna force if you're not responsible enough to work for what you need.
That's it.
I'm not gonna force you.
And
what
she
I said.
didn't force anybody.
Doyin did not even. She
didn't
that head
care.
of house. She just had it so that I beg I don't go house this week.
It's for the immunity.
You can
do
kill
whatever you want to do.
I was
You can
enjoying
even
myself.
even Big Brother
And it was showing.
Big Brother calling Doyin was beginning to annoy her.
Yes, so
You did not see the work others were doing or what?
you know what? I think before I became HOH, it never really dawned on me that that's a job.
Yeah.
With they are deliverables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way. Me, when I was winning that HOH, I was just like, one more time to chill. Like, make I
Go
just.
upstairs, relax.
I was saying I'm in Santorini, I'm in Greece, I'm just chilling. I did not really want anybody to disturb me.
Is Big Brother. Will the head of house please report to the diary room?
Big I beg now.
So I'll call for meeting. Let's do meetings. If people say don't want, we will all be hungry. Yes, because I don't even really care for food like that. So if you cannot walk
Doyin
with me,
did not care for.
She didn't care for nothing.
She did not care.
She was living the vida loca.
I say it wasn't that I didn't even really care. I was just like, join me now. It's for all of us. This wager thing is not my own.
Which
It's
makes
not
sense.
like when we win, Doyin will carry all the food. It's all our food.
our food.
There are people that eat way more than I do in that house. I expect them to be on the forefront. Be like, I know one day hungry.
Honorable.
Anyway, how many food that they chop?
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Charles, in my opinion, is the best head of house they've had in this house. His brain as head of house was so good. In fact, their task, I was just like,
He tried.
These people can actually have sense and just
Yeah.
settle down, and he was so good. Speaking about Charles, why do you say that he can never win it? Because it's like you God really see how he shaped him.
Let me
my
tell you
God.
why I said that, because I knew the nigga was fake.
Mashallah leave this house. You know go in the church. Wanna bet? He's not that.
I knew it was a fake housemate, and I said it. I'd already said to Kim, I'm like, Kim, if I was a TV producer, right? If I was writing the script of the show, I would bring you to this house as a fake housemate. I told her, I said, I think you're fake. And I said to Mashallah too, I'm like, you're not real. Because the way he would talk, he was talking like somebody that was trying to like make you like get things in your head. Like, imagine I had a dream and I was telling Mashallah, I just had a dream, everything was like, the interpretation of that dream be say the way they hate you for this house now, so they hate you for outside. I felt like yes, I felt like he was
So
trying
much
to like
rubbish.
rile me up. So I was just like, there's just something in this about that is too edgy. That is too. It does not. And
Oh,
also,
it's
if
really
you
just
really
like
look
that.
at it,
Yeah.
all the seasons that Big Brother has brought in new people, they've either all been all fake or all real. He has never mixed it. Every time he has introduced new people into the show, it's either they're all fake housemates or they're all real.
You see
housemates.
this All-Star season, one thing they will do, they will overanalyze the show or under-analyze it. They don't used to rest. I say, God, can you guys just...
It's a lot.
I'm
my
telling
God.
you.
Is
I
there
mean, I knew
something
that if you are fake, Big Brother will not let you win HOH.
But-
so also the way he was playing the game, I feel like Big Brother let him win so that we wouldn't suspect.
Yeah,
because
he was
the way he was
playing the
playing
game,
the game,
yes.
he wasn't playing it like someone
Like
that
he
wanted to win.
Yes, I agree.
So I was just, even after the game, I said, Konima.
I was even like, if I was telling someone that if I was a producer, I'd be angry at him for that. Like, why
the
is
way
he
he was playing the
that way?
game, it was obvious that he didn't want to win.
Another honorable mention for Omashala. Why was Omashala begging Big Brother for money?
Yes,
I don't know
my dear.
when I saw that video, I said,
My
God.
dear.
He even sat
On the floor.
He's a clown.
He's a
He's
clown.
so funny.
Oh my God.
He's one of the people I'm actually so happy I met. I love that boy.
I get to go for his wedding.
By all means, of course.
But you
yes.
just said at the time he entered the house, so you forgotten what he said.
No, immediately he entered. You know my what I thought about
About
him
him
from
from
the
But they
Awesome.
spoke.
I was like, this house is gonna be noisy because you're very loud.
He's loud.
That's what I
actually.
said. Because that's what I thought. But like, he just brought so much joy. He has a conscience. He has a heart. He could tell that I was going through a tough time in that house. He came to meet me so many times. He's like, Doyin, I understand you. And I heard that he actually said in his diary session that I was being bullied in that house.
Yes, he did.
He said it to me so many. He was like, I understand you, but don't worry, they're intimidated. They've not seen this before. You have to hold it. Like, just hold yourself. He kept on coming to like reassure me. I love him.
Oh, Wow, it's a good one. If there's one thing that you say that, when you're alone and with your regular set of people and everything, in your own space, in your own house, you see your friends every day, but not living in your own space. When you stay with people, you learn new things about yourself. Yeah, right? Sure. Either from your own self or from what people tell you. What is one thing that you've taken away from this house about yourself? Maybe that you've learned that, this is how I am, or this is something I need to work on.
I have a this is how I am, and I have a this is something I need to work on.
Yeah.
This is how I am. I now know that I'm an extreme person. Like what I consider normal, a lot of people consider that a lot.
Yeah.
Because when I hear things, when people say, Doyin, the way you were talking to yourself, the way you were, that's a norm to me. Like, or the way you were arguing and you were going on and on and on. I'm not even aware of it. So I'm like, okay, maybe you're a bit extreme.
Yeah.
I've realized that about myself. And then I'm also a really strong person also. Like so many times in my heart, I was scared. I was, sad. But I wouldn't show it. I would just be like, what, let's go still. But what I think I need to work on is I need to be a lot more measured. It's nice to be able to talk. It's nice to be articulate, to be able to express yourself. But it's also important to be considerate of people's feelings and be sensitive to people's feelings. And I think I need to be a bit more tactful when I'm speaking. My delivery, even if my intention is not to hurt someone, the way I deliver it, and the person can almost feel like, this person is coming for me, like this is a lot. So I need to work on, be a bit more measured, more controlled.
I love it. That's really nice. I'm
happy that she said that.
Take away.
Yeah. It's
take away.
I've seen your top 5, top 4, top 6, top whatever. One person, if you had to pick one person, that this is the person I want to be in the show, who would you pick?
I can't pick one person because I have 2 people.
Oh yeah, give me 2.
Sisi or Ileba?
Yeah, I want Sisi to win as well.
You want Sisi to win?
I wouldn't be mad at all.
Hey, we'll not hear the most of it.
I wouldn't be mad if Ileba wins.
I don't mind if she wins, to be fair.
Who will not win, Sisi? You're not God.
Watch now.
You are not.
You don't know that.
I will call her and say, I told you she didn't win.
We'll see.
What are we expecting from you now moving forward? By the way, I don't know if Charles said at the beginning, Charles' sunglasses is from Doyin's brand.
Yes.
This one as well.
No, this is not from my brand, well, this is from my brand.
The one I'm wearing, please, you have to zoom into this glasses.
So they came to this place.
Wait,
when there are 2 presenters, they gave Charles. No, they said Jumoke does not like
Shayna woman, she go carry.
Thank you.
They don't say I don't know if you guys didn't catch it. When Doyin say, wow, you're a fine man. No, even your hair, your skin,
we're going to put the clip.
He's fine, but it's fine. They now give him glasses. His skin is like
because people have said
with the beard and the lip. I'm like, it's giving. It's giving.
I'm fine.
Charles is very excited. He's fresh out of breakfast, so all this is now making him happy. But no one. Anyway, so Doyin, what can we expect from you? Let's know.
The only thing I know how to do and do very well is talk. So of course, what I want to do is in that line. I really want to be a host. I've always wanted to be a host, have my own talk show on TV where I actually have an audience and we come and we discuss like real conversations. I want to interview prisoners. I want to interview like sex workers. I want to interview like people that people don't really pay attention to. And I also want to have like real conversations. So that's my long-term goal, to have my own talk show. But for now, I'm going to have like the 2nd season of my podcast. It's no longer going to be Doyin's Corner. It's going to be called Let's Have a Conversation. So I'm going to bring people in and we just talk. So I'm going to do that for a minute. And brand influencing. That's something I also really want to do. With brands that, I feel like I have some form of affiliation with, like fashion, beauty, lifestyle, stuff like that. Brands that embody boldness, embody audacity. I want to work with brands like that. And my sunglasses line, of course. I'm going to keep selling Eye Candy by Doyin David.
Eye Candy.
Eye Candy for Eye Candy. You have to be Eye Candy.
But one other thing I'm really thinking about. I want to come back on TV.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to do like a show that is unfiltered, where there are no rules, where people can actually see me in a situation
where there are no rules.
Yeah, where there are no rules.
What kind of show? Do I have a kind of show?
Like where I'm not worried about this person will punish me, or there's a strike, or this is a stake, where I'm just showing, doing.
Is there any show like that?
Maybe outside the country.
Yeah, except you want to leave. Yeah.
We'll see. Or maybe I'm going to bring that show. Maybe I'm the one
It could be you. It could be you to start it.
Yeah.
You never say never. Yeah. Just because, because there are things that in that house, I'll just be looking at, normal day, if I don't chop one. Not me. I'm saying to yourself in the house. People could have slapped each other. So I think that's rules. Just even if it's the tiniest rule, is important. So I avoid bloodshed.
we'll see. But those rules sometimes they mess things up. Yeah.
Or they
will not be rude, but if somebody is fighting, they cannot enter and say, please don't fight, you can be holding.
Or maybe they can be an extreme rule, like, oh, you cannot be physical. That I understand that rule.
Okay.
Yeah, but every other thing, like that parrot thing in the house, now it limited people because people could not really talk. Because they were scared that, hey, parrot go carry my conversation.
That's what I thought, to be fair, because the first time that parrot spoke, I said, people are going to be bots.
I felt like it limited me.
It's you now.
In the house.
It's you.
And if it limited me, it limited a lot of people, I'm sure. Because I was saying a lot of bold things, and I don't think many people said as many bold things. So if I felt like I was being limited, even with the things that I was saying, I'm sure there were people that, even though they were saying
why would you be limited when you know that? Whether if you say this, we're still going to see the clip outside anyway. So.
Yeah, outside, but that one, we are in our houses, anybody the best for it. Just
exactly. You're in the same place.
Maybe that person you've
for
said this thing about,
now.
like I told you, somebody took off their mic to tell me something. That tells you something. That shows that, okay, this is not something I want to come out here. Do you get? But I just want you to know how I feel.
Infringement in that house. Yeah. You know that they're always whispering. They stress me so much. Please speak. What's the problem?
There's some things that you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
There's no sign of.
And not everybody is like very confrontational. They're just like, I don't want to have to deal with this here. So that's understandable.
But I mean, it's been a great conversation. I wish we could go on. I mean, Doyin is quite articulate. She's quite sound. She's quite intelligent. She's quite gorgeous. She's quite amazing.
Thank you. Sing my praises.
We could go on and on and on and on, with this conversation. But we've
I had a good time. I did have a good time.
It was fun. You did?
I will still slap you on this show.
Right, you did. Because you did not like me. You did not like me. My brother was like, be careful of this girl. She don't like you.
Me self, I was shocked that she came and you were acting nice. You were smiling, you were laughing.
Should I jump on her? I did not say.
No, I thought today you were laughing. I said, are you laughing?
No, what do you want me to do?
Don't you hear you are smiling?
Is this
and we thought you would carry cutlass or who?
I'm telling you, I actually came prepared because I'm like, she's going to want to be throwing jabs at me.
No, at all. It's just things happen in the house, and we've heard it, like he said, over and over, that in the house things happen and can change you, can affect you. So me, I just want to hear what you have to say, because there are things that you did, like I said, that I didn't understand.
But can I ask you a question though?
Ask.
Yeah.
Do you feel...
Wait, before you go on, Sisi is coming on this show, but yes, I'm listening.
Do you feel like...
stress for me?
You understand me differently after this conversation? Honestly.
No, seriously. Yeah. The first time you came on the show, before the show, I was like, but when you came, I heard you well, right? Because that time I was like, why does Doyin want to have a man by force? That's what I thought in that season. And then you came and then you explained. I was like, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Now I hear you as well. And that's why I asked you, do you have any takeout? Do you think that there's anything you need to work on? Do you think that there's stuff you've realized about yourself? So I see that. See, me, when I'm watching the show, I'm like, I don't know how I'll act if I'm on the show. Yeah. Because you will do things that on a normal day, maybe no one has called you out on it, but the whole world is watching you now and they say, but this is bad behavior, right? It's easy for everybody to sit down and talk, right? So
but
you
I get
do
that
things
you
that
hear
you not
me,
like.
though, but did I change anything?
I like
you?
that.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Not hearing me. Has anything changed? Are you still going to troll me on Twitter?
I did. Hey, I want to see these trolls. I want to see the tweets. No, I won't. Okay, I won't. Then. But I probably just say, so you people say that I don't like Doyin. But yeah, no, I think you're cool. Now that I'm hearing it, no one is perfect, right?
Please follow us on our social media handle.
Fool.
It's on your screen.
It's on your screen. Please follow us. Amazing episode, I must say. You almost sound like it's as if they want to interview me. That why do you always doing? Like, why are you gay? Right? But it was a great episode, to be honest. Great episode. I really like it. We're looking forward to more things from Doyin. Expecting my sunglasses.
In Jesus' name.
I will actually.
Yeah. Look at this hater. I said Sisi will come on this show.
I will fall. I will be here. I will have a conversation. This is what
you call actual hating. Because me, I was just saying.
I don't hate.
You don't hate.
Hate is a strong word. I don't hate Sisi. I don't just like her.
You don't like her. You don't agree with her behavior.
No,
you don't like her behavior. Is it how you don't like her?
So I mean, things would.
I don't think you know her well enough.
Yeah, I think it's the behavior I don't like.
Yeah.
And on this note, please face me. And on this note, we've come to the end of the show. Some people can lie, but it's okay. I'll see you guys next week. Charles and I will be here with
my name again on this show.
Whoever will be leaving. And yeah, keep watching. Of course, make sure you subscribe to Be Honest, Glitch Africa Studios. It's always us. We are the ones that do bring the things to you. See you next week. Bye.
That's Sisi will come on this show. What would you call her?